like a turkey, I run straight through the D like a train. This year we ain't taking no losses, it's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk, he call us up making a name. I put on the jets, the coast regret even letting them stay in the game. Team around took a tumble, next time be humble. I'm the lion in the jungle, you just try not to fumble. Rumble, young man, rumble, never slip nor stumble. I take all poof, magic, now watch me juke through the traffic. Footwork fantastic, dominating every facet. Treat the pocket like plastic, here come the blitz, pass it. Got it on smash, put on the gas. I will not crash. 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash, 100-yard dash.
Yeah. Side. Yeah, we in it for life. When I've been magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream. How could you lie to my face? People claim that they be loyal, they be taking up space. See my broski lose his heart when he was fighting that case. Took so many yells, I'm not going back to those days. I'ma treat you how you treat me, do you like how it tastes? Shawty use up, can't treat you like my ace. I got way too many problems to be worried, I'm straight. Me and Craig had to watch for the Jakes. On the road, this crazy, I get 80 a show. Say my money, stack it up, it look like I'm foreign cars, driving fast, I never done this before. Get on out my problems, let me When I've been magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror now, I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing.
All right, Coach, autumn in full swing, and it is decently chilly, but all in all, a pleasant day here at FedEx Field just outside of the District of Columbia. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New York Jets and the Washington Redskins. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Hey, they scared. They scared. Shoot. 24 is down, he's coming. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. You don't want it? You don't want none of it. Give me it. Pick up the ball.
Faking the give. Now Watson. He'll have a first down past the 40 as they finally wrangle him in at the 48. 23 yards on the play.
It's a gain of 23 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Under crunch. Jam. Hey, alert. Check.
This is Gordon. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Mike, 19. Switch. Give me 9. Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50.
Back to throw, Watson. And Brate, the tight end's got it. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Get that quarterback at all costs. Time to go. Hey, 50. 50 to Mike. I'm coming. Hey, 31. Hey, Mike's 50. Here we go.
Here's Watson. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, and have them back on their heels.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Take four. Single. Check. Hey, 54.
Back to the ground now with Gordon. And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, baby.
Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first.
Tighten up. Pull it together. Hey, 24. Mike 50. You gonna see me in your nightmares, son.
Watson now to throw. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Darnell Savage, the rookie from Maryland. He's coming off a 3-interception performance last week, so certainly not how he wanted to start here.
Not at all, but this is where a quarterback gets tested. This is where we find out what he has underneath that jersey, because he had a bad game last week. Can he shake off a bad start to this one and start to perform at the level he expects?
They run with Ezekiel Elliott, last year's NFL rushing leader. Marlon Humphrey with the tackle defensively. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his second rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that'll open things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3 from the pistol. Here's Elliott. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 7 yards there and a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw is Rodgers. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Washington Redskins, first down. First and goal, 8-yard line.
56. Exit.
Now Elliott. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Get him, boys.
Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
On play action, Rodgers. His throw incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, but now it's 3rd and goal. The secondary, Charles, much maligned during the week. They didn't have their best game in the loss last week, but a nice play there.
Yeah, and I just know what they went through last week. I mean, ever since that time, their pride was hurt. They kept getting reminded of it in the local media, had to watch it on tape, and you know the coaches just got after them. They came in ready to play.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Demaryius Thomas, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do now. The key, holding on to that attitude, because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's third down and inches.
Mike, here we go. Two times. Hey, we got four down.
Here's Justin Jackson, second-year man out of Northwestern. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down. On fourth down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Now Andy Lee will come on to punt this one away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Watch tight. Tight end right.
They start on the ground with Elliott. He'll be upended at the 18. That's a very helpful pickup of 9 after the play began at the 9. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
The first carry for Patrick DeMarco, and they're able to bring him down at the 20. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you first downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man you can just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable in picking up first downs.
Rodgers now on first down. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Hey, let's get some penetration here. Penetration.
From just shy of midfield, Rodgers got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 31-yard line.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Now a throw out to his fullback is complete.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. He's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
So a 3rd and 9, and 6 defensive backs out there in the dime.
Patrolling the passing lanes.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Got his man. It's Arcega-Whiteside. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
Win 18. All you get is a headache. All you get is a headache.
They'll run. It's the fullback, DeMarco. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defensive coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Danny.
They'll try to run it in with Elliott. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
58. 59. Come on.
Here's Rodgers to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Tavecchio puts this one through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better. Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn it into first downs and hopefully points.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. But it's going to be 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Mike 50. Check tight end, check tight. Check tight. Mike 59. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Hey, come on, oh, come on, oh. Let's go.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now Watson. And Cooks has it over the middle. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
All right. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there.
On second down, it's Gordon. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now it's Watson. It's caught. Shepard. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 15-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. First red zone opportunity now for the Jets. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Here's Gordon. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here we go.
On second down now, it's Gordon. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Melvin Gordon in the final seconds of the first half as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played.
Their own 25-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these 2 teams as we come back for this second half. The Redskins in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Here's Elliott. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
On play action, now Rodgers. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Rodgers now to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
To throw again on second down. Rodgers, complete to his tight end, Seth the Valve. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
They go to Elliott again. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. Check 30.
Check 13.
Go to 50. 56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Demarius Randall that time there to knock it free.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
He tried a 50-yarder and miss it, and now this offense has it 1st and 10 at the 40.
Check. Check hot route. Hot. Slam.
They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 38-yard line.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Tight end left. Hey, 59. Let's go, Mike 50. Hey.
Watson. It's caught left side by Cooks. And he will finally be taken out of bounds.
Let's go.
Big yardage that time for the Jets. 48 yards.
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe you just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And, boy, they hit that one.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Hey, 59. Mike's 50. Bound to lose one. Slam.
Now Gordon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
That defensive front four has been very good. They have just not let the running game get going, have they?
Not at all. In fact, the entire offense just looking a little bit out of sync in this one.
Yeah, sometimes this is why coaches like forward-down defensive linemen, they feel like they can cover more ground when defending the run.
Tight end's right. Alert. 3 down. Alert.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that will be incomplete.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. And Myers able to knock it through. That man Myers last year with the Jets in his first season made a name for himself.
He certainly did. How about this? The NFC and AFC Pro Bowl kickers both came from the New York teams. Aldrick Rosas for the NFC and Jason Myers here for the AFC with the Jets. How about him? 33 for 36. Really helped out the young quarterback, Sam Darnold.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Rodgers now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. Caught left side, Williams. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
A first down carry by Elliott. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 18.
It is hard in zone coverage to stop a curl route because when they see it, they just try and find the open spot and sit down.
Yeah, we always talk about finding the soft spot in the zone. What's the key to doing that? How do you do it?
You have to read what the coverage is. Is it 2 deep? Is it 3 deep? Because then you know where the linebackers are going to drop, what spots on the field they naturally get to, and you find that open space, and then you're in sync with your quarterback. He should be reading the exact same thing, and they put the ball right on you.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
59. Mike to 59. Strip the ball. Strip that 59.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
You got it.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Watch twist.
They'll try again with Elliott. They're able to get a couple here but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And a strange one here, a little befuddled. They're sending out the field goal unit now. This to break our fourth quarter tie. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Check my 50. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Gordon.
Get wide.
It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And Charles, a couple extra defensive backs in here on 3rd and 1.
Not expecting them to run it at all.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end.
Let's go, let's go.
Redskins take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Army.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And this is caught. Demaryius Thomas. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
1st and 10 at the 40.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Whip. Watch the whip. Hey, take 26.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. A 20th carry here for Elliott. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game.
Bang, 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 bang.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. The Redskins send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
First six. Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Faking the give, now Watson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard, and that'll make it 3rd down.
The goal of anyone running a curl route is to make sure you try and get defenders on your back and shield them away from the football. But sometimes even when you run a good route, the defense finds a way to knock it away.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
41's a Mike. Get the ball. Go, go. Mike 41. I'm going to wedge that, huh? Hey, walk on him, go.
Back to throw, Watson. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Watson. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they search for what could be a game-sealing touchdown. This is Elliott. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
At the 13-yard line.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Again, it's Elliott. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. He picks up 7 yards there, but they're still faced with a difficult 3rd and goal here.
Oh, Brandon, I'm going to tell you, this is football time to me. They're inside the 10-yard line. That's like drawing the line in the sand. Who's going to make the stand here? Defensive guys, they know if he gets in the end zone, this ball game is over. And the guys with the football right now, they're thinking, let's just pound it in there.
Got to hold them to 3 to keep this a 1-score game. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal?
I don't know about you, partner, but watching them take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down as the clock rolls down to zeros.
A 24-yard attempt.
So a victory here for the Washington Redskins, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through, and they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Redskins, it's a rare victory for them as they get that record back to 3-7. And they'll get...
Hey, how fit to be the boss? Let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. And I gotta win no matter what, like fourth down, Hail Mary, no punch, like every time I touch down, I gotta stunt. Brady Moss, yeah, my numbers going up. All these trophies, what do I need any more for? Check the stats up, you can check the scoreboard. Check the stats, Jay Critch, I'm the QB. Ran it up and then I went and got a new freeze. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. If you ain't a winner, then don't come round. On my way to another city, it's a touchdown. Underlay, yeah, I gotta get it in a rush now. Let them hate, try to knock me down, but we got up now. You say that you ballin', keep it real though. Hey, why I never saw you in the field though?